Good morning, dear students. Good morning. Okay. So today we are going to start a new topic. The topic is oogenesis. Oogenesis process basically done inside the ovary of human female individual. Basically, oogenesis is the process of formation of ovum inside the ovary. The process of formation of ovum inside the ovary is called as the oogenesis process. Okay, so just to all remember, this is the diagram of a female reproductive system. So in this system you see this is one ovary and this is another ovary. So in the female having one pair of ovary, and inside this ovary the ovums are developed. Okay, all the ovum which are developed inside the ovary, they are coming out, and these ovums are taken up by the fimbriae of this fallopian tube, and inside this fallopian tube the ovum is getting inside, and over here in this area, the area is called ampulla. In this ampulla fertilization takes place, and after fertilization all the ovum, they are moving through this gap and they reaches the uterus. So when they reach the uterus, inside the uterus the development of the ovum into a fully developed fetus, it may occurs inside this uterus. Or if the fertilization is does not place, then what happens? The ovum is coming through to reach the uterus, and after few days it is going through the vagina to the outside. Okay, if there is no fertilization occurs, and if fertilization occurs, after fertilization the zygote is formed, and the zygote is settled inside the uterus, and they form a newly developed fetus over here. Okay, now today we discuss about the development of ovum, how it is occurring inside the ovary itself. Okay. Okay, you can see this is the structure of an ovary. This is the basic structure of an ovary. So in this ovary you can see this area is called mesovarium. This is the connection between the uterus and the ovary. This is the mesovarium. Mesovarium is filled with the different types of blood vessels. So blood vessels are connected from the uterus to the ovary through the mesovarium. Okay, so inside the ovary you can see different types of follicles are there. Okay, different types of follicles are there, and inside every follicle there is a particular cell. You can see a cell is there. Now see these follicles are smaller in size. These are smaller in size. This is somewhat bigger. This is somewhat bigger, and this is again bigger in size. Okay, so these smaller follicles, you can see this is a small follicle. These small follicles are called primary follicle. Okay, these are called primary follicle. These small type of follicles are called primary follicle, and inside the primary follicle there is a cell is there which is developing, and this cell is called oogonia. You just remember oogonia. The cell is called oogonia. Just like in case of spermatogenesis is called spermatogonia, this is the oogenesis, that's why this is called oogonia. So oogonia are developing inside the primary follicle. So this is a primary follicle, and this cell is called oogonia. Okay, then it is developing into bigger size. You can see bigger size. This is a bigger size cells. These are called secondary follicle. So now these are called secondary follicle. This is primary smaller in size, and these are bigger in size. These are called secondary follicle. Now inside the secondary follicle, this cell is again developed. Now this cell is called primary oocyte. This cell is called primary oocyte. This is oogonia, and these are called primary oocyte. So just to remember, primary oocyte is developing inside the secondary follicle. So secondary follicle having the primary oocyte. Okay, secondary follicle, primary oocyte. Primary follicle, this is called oogonia. Then this cell again develop into a bigger cell. It's again bigger structure cell. Now this is called tertiary follicle. This is called tertiary follicle, or maybe called as a Graafian follicle. Graafian, you can see mature Graafian follicle. This is called Graafian follicle, or maybe called as a tertiary follicle. So inside the tertiary follicle, this developing cell is called, now this is called secondary oocyte. This is primary oocyte, this is secondary oocyte. So inside the Graafian follicle, this is the secondary oocyte. Okay, and after few days, this Graafian follicle is burst. This is burst, and the secondary oocyte is released to the outside. Okay, secondary oocyte is released to the outside, and this condition is called ovulation process. So during ovulation process, secondary oocyte is released to the outside. Okay, and then this ovary is connected with the fimbriae of the fallopian tube. Remember the earlier diagram? This one. These are the fimbriae. So from this ovary, the secondary oocyte is released from here, and this secondary oocyte is captured by this fimbriae. Okay, and the secondary oocyte getting inside the fallopian tube, and inside the fallopian tube, the secondary oocyte converted into ovum. Inside the fallopian tube, the secondary oocyte is converted into the ovum. Okay, and the ovum is getting inside the fallopian tube, and then the ovum is fertilized over here in the ampulla of the fallopian tube. Fertilization takes place. Okay, so from the ovary, they releases the secondary oocyte, just to remember. Okay, so this is the primary follicle. The cell is the oogonia. Secondary follicle, the cell is the primary spermatocyte, and the tertiary follicle or Graafian follicle having the secondary oocyte. And the Graafian follicle is burst, and they release the secondary oocyte. Okay, so when the secondary oocyte is released, what is happening to this one, Graafian follicle? Now this Graafian follicle is converted to this one, corpus luteum. The Graafian follicle is now converted into corpus luteum. Now what is the function of corpus luteum? This is the corpus luteum. What is the function of corpus luteum? Corpus luteum secrete one hormone. Okay, and this hormone is called, this particular hormone is called progesterone. So corpus luteum secrete progesterone hormone. So why they secrete progesterone hormone? Because progesterone hormone is the hormone which maintains the pregnancy. The whole period of pregnancy is maintained by progesterone hormone. Okay, so when the secondary follicle releases, okay, the secondary follicle inside the fallopian tube, it is converted to the ovum. We all know. Then this ovum is fertilized by the sperm. After fertilization, they produce the zygote. Then zygote comes to settle inside the uterus. So when the zygote settles inside the uterus, they form a newly developed fetus. Okay, so this whole process of pregnancy is have to be maintained by a particular hormone, and this hormone is called progesterone. So that means when the secondary oocyte is fertilized by when the secondary oocyte converted to the ovum, and the ovum is fertilized by sperm, after fertilization, the corpus luteum starts secreting the progesterone hormone. The corpus luteum start secreting the progesterone hormone after fertilization. Just to remember, after fertilization, the corpus luteum start secretion of progesterone hormone. Okay, if fertilization does not place, if the fertilization does not take, যদি fertilization নহয় তেতিয়া কি হ'ব? So in this condition, this corpus luteum changes to the corpus albicans. You can see another structure, corpus albicans. The corpus luteum changes to the corpus albicans, and corpus albicans is the degenerative form of the corpus luteum. That means corpus luteum is degenerated into corpus albicans, and corpus albicans cannot secrete the progesterone hormone. Corpus albicans cannot secrete progesterone hormone. Why? Because your fertilization does not place. If there is no fertilization, why to secrete progesterone? Because progesterone maintains only the pregnancy. If there is no fertilization, we do not need the progesterone hormone. That's why the corpus luteum changes to the corpus albicans, and corpus albicans cannot secrete progesterone hormone. Okay, so this is the point. Just to remember, corpus luteum can secrete the progesterone hormone and maintains the pregnancy because fertilization takes place. Or if the fertilization does not takes place, then what happens? The corpus luteum changes to the corpus albicans, and corpus albicans cannot secrete the progesterone hormone. And just to remember, the corpus luteum, which is formed from the Graafian follicle, corpus luteum secretes the progesterone hormone. When it is secreted? When fertilization takes place. When fertilization takes place, corpus luteum start secretion of progesterone hormone. Or if there is no fertilization, corpus luteum changes to the corpus albicans, and corpus albicans cannot secrete progesterone hormone. Okay, so this is the basics of the ovary. Okay, just to remember the follicles, it is very important. Just remember the primary follicle. This is the primary follicle, smaller in size. Primary follicle having a cell, the cell is called oogonia. Primary follicle having the cell oogonia, remember. Then secondary follicle having a cell called primary oocyte. Secondary follicle having primary oocyte. Okay, and the tertiary follicle or Graafian follicle having the secondary oocyte. So oogonia, primary oocyte, secondary oocyte. Okay, this is primary follicle, secondary follicle, tertiary follicle or Graafian follicle. Okay, and this Graafian follicle is converted to corpus luteum if it is if the fertilization takes place, or if there is no fertilization, this corpus luteum changes to the corpus albicans, and corpus albicans cannot secrete progesterone hormone. Okay, so this is about the ovarian anatomy. Okay, now see another important point, very interesting point and important point. You can see, so oogenesis process, it is basically takes place in from which particular time period, from which that particular time period oogenesis process takes place. Okay, you can say duration. 7th week of embryo, primordial germ cells are formed. 7th week of embryo. Okay, now what is 7th week of embryo? Now see, suppose a mother having a mother is bearing a child which is a female child. Suppose a mother, inside a mother's womb, a female child is developing. Okay, the female child only having the 7th week embryonic stage. Okay, the developing female child only having the 7th week embryonic stage. Matro ki hoise tomar 7 সপ্তাহ hoise. So during this 7th week embryonic stage, the female child already developed the ovary inside the fetus, already developed the ovary. So inside the ovary of this female fetus, at 7th week of the embryo, primordial germ cells are produced. Okay, so primordial germ cells are developing during the 7th week of the embryo. Okay, this is the very interesting point. Then when this embryo, 7th week embryo, transform to the 3 month, then these primordial germ cells, they are converted to oogonium. You can see they produce the oogonium. At 3 months of the fetus, they produce the oogonium. Okay, then during this 3 months, this oogonium converted into primary oocyte. You can see 2 million numbers of primary oocytes are formed during the 3-month fetus. Okay, so inside the mother, a female is developing. Inside the mother, a female child is developing. The female child age is only 3-month fetus, and in this 3-month fetus, ovaries are there, and inside the ovary of the 3-month fetus, 2 million oogonium, 2 million primary oocytes are developed from the oogonium. Okay, 2 million numbers of primary oocytes are developed from the oogonium. Okay, then when this 3-month fetus again develop into a 7-month fetus, যেটা 7 month হবে, এটা কি হবে? This primary oocyte, okay, this primary oocyte, they are present inside the primary follicle. These primary oocytes are also present inside their primary follicle. Okay, so primary follicles are there. Inside the primary follicles also primary oocytes are also present. Then at birth, primary oocyte with prophase of first meiotic division. Okay, that during the birth of this particular child, which is a female child, during the birth means tira kiman hoise tomar almost 9 months. So during 9 months of the particular child, ki hobo, all the primary oocytes with prophase of fast meiotic division occurs. All the primary oocytes undergo fast meiotic division at birth during the 9-month time. Okay, all the primary oocytes, they undergo fast meiotic division. Okay, and they produce 40,000 primary oocyte in adult ovary. They produce 40,000 primary oocyte in adult ovary. So these are also primary oocyte, but basically after the fast meiotic division, they converted to the secondary oocyte. The primary oocyte converted to the secondary oocyte after the fast meiotic division. Okay, and after the fast meiotic division, all the this one secondary oocytes, they are arrested in the particular stage. All the secondary oocytes, they are arrested at birth. As it suppose 9 months is completed, during the birth period, all the primary oocyte, they are converted to the secondary oocyte. Okay, after fast meiotic division. After fast meiotic division, all the primary oocyte, they converted to secondary oocyte. Okay, and all the secondary oocyte, they are arrested at this point. All the secondary oocytes are arrested at this point. Okay, so when the oogenesis process start ketia hobe na jodi arrest hoy thake, so start hobo ketia when this particular female child attains the puberty. When this female child attain the puberty, and female child puberty ketia attain koribo during the age of 11 to 16 years. When this female child attain the age of 11 to in between 11 to 16 years, puberty comes. When the puberty comes, this arrested secondary oocyte, they are undergo the oogenesis process, and then every month cyclically they releases one secondary oocyte every month, and this period is called menstrual cycle. So menstrual cycle is started after the puberty at the age of 11 to 16 years. Okay, but after birth, up to the 11 years, after birth up to the 11 years, this 11-year time period, okay, all the secondary oocytes are arrested. They are arrested at the fast meiotic division. You can see primary oocyte prophase of fast meiotic division. At this time period, this is arrested. Okay, prophase fast meiotic division are arrested. All are arrested. But when the female attains the puberty at 11 years, up to 11 years to the 16 years, in between that, then this arrested secondary oocyte, they start the oogenesis process, and every month cyclically they releases one ovum to the outside, which is called menstrual cycle. So menstrual cycle is started when the female attaining the puberty, but all the cells which is already prepared, okay, at birth, and all the cells inside the ovary, they are present at secondary oocyte level. Okay, and when the female attaining the puberty, from this secondary oocyte, one is developed, and they releases one to the outside, and they start the first menstrual cycle. The first menstrual cycle is started after puberty. Okay, and this is cyclically present every alternative month. Okay, so this is the important point of the oogenesis process, because it is started before the birth of the female child. Ketaba start hobo when the embryo, when the female at its embryonic stage of 7th week, only 7th week embryo started the oogenesis process. Primordial germ cells are produced, and 7th week embryonic stage. Okay, and they are completed at 11 to 16 year when the female attaining the puberty. Okay, so first oogenesis process is very long, started from 7 week and completed after 11 years. Okay, so first oogenesis process is time duration given about starting from 7th week up to the 11 years. 11 years that they need to complete the first oogenesis process. After the first oogenesis process, the second is completed within 28 days. So every 28 days, this alternatively they produces the second, third, fourth, fifth oogenesis processes. But the first oogenesis process, they need almost 11 years to complete, because it is started at 7th week embryonic stage and completed at 11 years. Okay. Now we need to know about the cycle. What is the process of oogenesis process? Same cycle is also happening just like the spermatogenesis process. Just try to remember the point. Okay, you can see the phases of the oogenesis. These three phases are there: multiplication phase, growth phase, and maturation phase. Just to remember, in the process of spermatogenesis, two different stages are there. One is called formation of spermatid and one is called spermiogenesis. Formation of spermatid and spermiogenesis. Then formation of spermatid, again having three different phases. These three phases are multiplication phase, growth phase, and maturation phase. Then spermiogenesis process is there. Okay, but in the process of oogenesis, this spermiogenesis process and the process of spermatid formation, these are not there. Only having these three phases are there in the process of oogenesis, and these three phases are called multiplication phase, growth phase, and maturation phase, and others are not there. Okay, first you go for number one, multiplication phase. Okay, you can see this is the multiplication phase. So this cell is called primordial germ cell. Okay, so in which time period the primordial germ cells are produced? They are produced at 7th week embryonic stage. Remember, at 7th week embryonic stage, the primordial germ cells are produced. Okay, then these primordial germ cells at 7th week embryonic stage, they start multiplication. Okay, they just start mitosis process. After mitosis process, they produce numerous oogonia. You can see numerous oogonias are produced. At which time period all the oogonias are produced? At 3 months of the embryonic stage. At 3 months, when the embryo at 3 months, they produce all these oogonia are produced. So from the primordial germ cells at 7th week, they start developing into by mitosis, and after mitosis they produce numerous oogonia. How many oogonias are produced? Up to 2 million. Up to 2 million oogonias are produced during the 3rd month of the embryonic stage. All the oogonias are produced, and they completed the multiplication phase. Multiplication phase is completed. Okay. Then these oogonia are converted to the primary oocyte. They are converted to the primary oocyte. Okay. And how many number of primary oocytes are developed? They almost 40,000. Almost 40,000 numbers of primary oocytes are developed from the oogonia. At which time period? At 7th month of the what? Embryonic development. At 7th month of the embryonic development, okay, some amount of oogonia, they are converted into the primary oocyte. Okay, they are converted to primary oocyte. And this stage, the development of primary oocyte from the oogonia, this stage is called growth phase. Growth phase. And growth phase ki hobo? Growth phase ki hobo? The growth of the oogonia takes place. The growth of the oogonia takes place and it becomes bigger in size. This is the bigger cell, this is the smaller cell. This is bigger in size. Why it is bigger in size? Because all the cell organelles are multiplied into bigger in number. Okay, ki besi hobo etu cell bhitor? Then size of the nucleus become bigger in size. The amount of protoplasm becomes bigger in size. The amount of RNA becomes double in size. The amount of DNA double in size. The amount of proteins all are double in size. Then the amount of mitochondria, the amount of ribosomes, the amount of mitochondria, the amount of Golgi bodies, all are becomes double in size. That's why the oogonia becomes completely bigger in size cell, and this bigger type of cell is called primary oocyte. Okay, but just to remember, their chromosome number remains same. The chromosome number oogonia twice n, the chromosome number of primary oocyte twice n, both having the same number of chromosome number. Okay, so this is called primary oocyte, and this the formation of primary oocyte from the oogonia. This stage is called growth phase. Okay, and this growth phase is occurring. Growth phase is occurring during during the 7th month of the embryonic stage of the female child. 7th month embryonic stage of the female child, some oogonia are converted to the primary oocyte. Okay, up to that. Now we will go for the last one, maturation phase. Okay, so maturation phase ki hobo? This primary oocyte is converted to the meiosis process. They undergo meiotic division. That means their chromosome number now going to the half number of chromosome. You can see twice n, it becomes n number of chromosome. This is n number of chromosome. Okay, so this primary oocyte converted to the meiosis process 1, and this primary oocyte converted to the secondary oocyte, and they also produce another cell which is called fast polar body. So they produce two cells, one is called fast polar body and one is called secondary oocyte. Okay, you can see. So primary oocyte undergo fast meiotic division and they produce secondary oocyte and fast polar body. Okay, and this particular stage, this stage is occurring after birth. This stage is occurring after birth of the child, and this secondary oocyte is arrested at this period. At this period of the secondary oocyte, it is arrested. After birth, the oogenesis process is stopped. The whole oogenesis process is stopped after birth. Arrest. And when this secondary oocyte converted to the ovum, when this secondary oocyte is releases, during the puberty stage. So when the female attaining the puberty, at this stage, this secondary oocyte is released to the outside. Okay, this secondary oocyte is released to the outside, and this secondary oocyte converted into ovum inside the fallopian tube. The secondary oocyte converted to the ovum inside the fallopian tube, because from the oogenesis process, when they release the cell to the outside, they always release the secondary oocyte. Okay, and this secondary oocyte getting inside the fallopian tube, and they convert it into the ovum inside the fallopian tube. So this process, the secondary oocyte into the ovum, this process is happening inside the fallopian tube. Okay, and this secondary oocyte stop this oogenesis process. This is arrested when the female when the female child after birth, this process is stopped over here. And when the child, that same child, attaining the puberty, this secondary oocyte is released to the outside, which is called menstrual cycle. And this secondary oocyte converted to the ovum, okay, inside the fallopian tube. So this is the process. Okay, this is the maturation process. Now in this maturation process, you have to know some important parameters. You can see the primary oocyte after meiotic division 1, they produces two cells. One is the secondary oocyte, one is called fast polar body. Okay, now see, this cell is bigger in size, this cell is smaller in size. This is smaller, this is bigger. Why? This is called unequal meiotic division. This is called unequal meiotic division. Okay, this is called unequal meiotic division. That's why one cell is bigger in size, one cell is smaller in size. Okay, this smaller cell is called fast polar body, and the bigger cell is called secondary oocyte. Okay, then this secondary oocyte undergo second meiotic division. This secondary oocyte undergoes second meiotic division, which is occurring inside the fallopian tube. This secondary oocyte converted to the one cell, they form ovum, and another cell they form this one, second polar body. They produce second polar body, and the one cell is the ovum. This is also unequal second meiotic division. Unequal second meiotic division. So secondary oocyte converted to the ovum, and they also produce second polar body. Okay, now see, what are the fate of this polar body? Because this fast polar body again undergoes second meiotic division to produce two equal size polar bodies. This is equal. From this cell they produce two equal polar bodies. But this is unequal, this is unequal. But these two equal. The fast polar body also undergoes second meiotic division to produce two equal polar bodies. But the second oocyte, they undergo unequal second meiotic division to produce one ovum and one polar body. You can see these three polar bodies do not have any function. All three polar bodies are degenerated after some time. They all are degenerated. They become functionless, because you all know during the process of oogenesis process, the oogenesis process always develop only one single ovum. They always produces a single ovum. They do not produce the 4 ovum, because in case of the spermatogenesis, every spermatogenesis they produces 4 sperm. Side sperm develop korisil noy. After that, they produces 4 fully developed sperm after spermatogenesis process. But after the process of oogenesis, they produces only one ovum, one mature ovum they produces, and they produces 3 polar bodies. They produces 3 polar bodies and one mature ovum. These 3 polar bodies do not have any function. Okay, they all are degenerated. But the mature ovum, which is matured inside the fallopian tube, this is fertilized by the sperm, and after fertilization of this ovum, they converted to the zygote. Okay, so this is the process of oogenesis process. Okay, so during your examination you have to write the steps of multiplication phase, the steps of growth phase, and the steps of maturation phase. What is happening in the multiplication phase, what is happening in the growth phase, and what is happening in the maturation phase, you have to write. Okay, so in your this one, in your book of NCERT book, it is already given there. It is very simple. Just go through that and try to prepare the notes on the oogenesis process. Okay, you just mention the phases of multiplication phase, growth phase, and the maturation phase. What is happening in the multiplication phase? Just try to remember. Primordial germ cells, they undergo what? Mitotic division. After mitotic division, they produces numerous oogonia. Up to 2 million numbers of oogonias are produced. Okay, and this step is called multiplication stage. Okay, and after the multiplication phase, some amount of oogonia, they are converted into a bigger size primary oocyte. Okay, so why they produce bigger size primary oocyte? Because of the growth of the oogonia. Whatever growth occurs, the cytoplasmic mass increases, nucleus size increases, the amount of DNA increases, the amount of RNA increases, the amount of protein increases, the mitochondrial numbers are increases, the ribosomes are increases. Okay, all are increases inside the oogonia, and that's why oogonia becomes bigger in size. The growth occurs, and the growth of this oogonia is called primary oocyte. Primary oocyte also having the same number of chromosome number, which is 46 number of chromosome. Okay, and this stage, the growth of oogonia into a primary oocyte, this is called growth phase. Okay, and then maturation phase. Maturation phase is completed by 2 different stages. One is called first meiotic division and one is called second meiotic division. After the first meiotic division of primary oocyte, they produces 2 unequal cells. 2 unequal. One is bigger in size, one is smaller in size. The bigger size cell is called secondary oocyte, which having the n number of chromosomes, which is that means the chromosome number half. The first meiotic division, chromosome number becomes half in number. So they produces the secondary oocyte. One secondary oocyte which is bigger in size. And they also produce one first polar body, which is smaller in size. Then the first polar body and the secondary oocyte undergo second meiotic division. Both cells undergo second meiotic division. So secondary oocyte undergo unequal second meiotic division, and they produces one bigger size ovum and one small size second polar body. Okay. Similarly, the first polar body undergo equal. It is not unequal. It is called equal second meiotic division, and they produces 2 second polar body. And finally, they produces 3 polar body and one bigger size mature ovum. Okay. And this all the 3 polar bodies are degenerated after some time, and this mature ovum is fertilized by the sperm. Okay, so this is the process of oogenesis. Okay, and this is the structure of an egg or ovum. How the structure of an egg or ovum looks like. Okay, this is the mature ovum. So in this mature ovum, different membranes are there. Okay, the outer membrane of the mature ovum is called this one, corona radiata. Remember, corona radiata is the outermost membrane. Okay, then they having another membrane. This membrane is a bigger size membrane, black color. This big membrane is called zona pellucida. Zona pellucida. This is another membrane, zona pellucida. Okay, then they having another membrane inside. This inside membrane is called plasma membrane or vitelline membrane. Plasma membrane or vitelline membrane. So in a mature ovum, 3 different membranes are here. In a mature ovum, 3 different membranes are here. The outer membrane is called corona radiata. Remember, corona radiata is the outer membrane. Corona radiata. Then after the corona radiata, a big membrane is there, black color membrane. This is called zona pellucida. Corona radiata, zona pellucida. And then inside the zona pellucida, another small membrane is there. This is the small membrane. This membrane is called plasma membrane or vitelline membrane. Plasma membrane or vitelline membrane. So in a mature ovum, 3 membranes are there. Outermost is a corona radiata. Then middle membrane is called zona pellucida, and the innermost layer is called vitelline membrane. Okay, and inside this the nucleus is present. This is the nucleus. Okay, so this is the developing mature ovum. So this is about it. So this is about the oogenesis process. Thank you.